letter that Uncle George wrote to you and Mother, inviting you to the wedding when he married Aunt Edna. And you can read.
I have one of those too.
Do you? Well, you read through the letter, and if you didn't know he was inviting you to a wedding, you wouldn't know what he was inviting you to, because the word wedding is never mentioned. He just said that you and Mother were in Monroe. Yes.
Yeah, we were living in Monroe.
And he inquired about the boys and told a little bit about what was happening at home, and said if they weren't busy on such and such a night to come to a little affair up the road.
Yeah, he was rather roundabout.
Yeah.
Tell them about the chivalry you had, Uncle George. Did you have to run up and end up on the main street with a wheelbarrow?
Well, that was a custom then.
Oh yeah, that was a custom.
Yeah.
They never caught us because we lived in Monroe.
What, you had to wheel in a wheelbarrow?
Yeah, that was the way they did it. Not main drag. Yeah.
It was paved then too, wasn't it?
Oh, I imagine.
You know, when we moved here, the main street in Union City was dirt street.
Do you remember the sprinkling wagon, John?
Huh?
Do you remember the sprinkling wagon?
Sure. Oh, you know who run it? I thought that up after that night I called you and asked you. I thought that old guy's name.
All right, what is it, John?
I think I should know it, but I don't remember now.
See, it had
It's gotten away from me. It's gotten away from me. I don't know.
A wooden tank on it. And then I don't know where the holes came out, but anyway, as
Back
you...
end.
Back end it had nozzles. And it came out.
A set of sprays across the back end.
There was a flat spray so that it spread across the road.
Let's keep the dust
It
down.
didn't evaporate in about an hour and a half. It
Oh,
was
they were kind of laid the dust down.
for about an hour. Leif Castle.
Late Castle.
Leif Castle. I don't know what his name really was. Leif, they called him. Leif Castle. And there was a place down at the stockyards, and one over at the old fire barn, and the other one up here at the Congregational Church, where they would fill that. The pipe came out, and their faucet and a hose they'd stick in the tank and turn on the
Wasn't
faucet.
there a drinking trough up at the Congregational Church?
There was another one right down there at the where that what is they sell down there at the Point?
Pizza Point.
Pizza. Down there the pizzas. It was a coal yard, you know, at that time, and there was a thing about that big square cement, about that high, and horses could drink. The water would bug up in there for water horses. So you come into town, the horses would be thirsty. And I remember Clyde Warsop had an agency for a bulk agency for some oil company down here, and he had a Model T with a Warford transmission in it. And the Warford transmission was a shift for a Model T, and Model T didn't normally have that. That was an extra. Anyway, if you got that thing neutral, you didn't have any brakes because the brakes were in the transmission. And he headed up the hill with that old crate, a load of gasoline on it. He got about halfway out, and he went to shift gears, and he got her neutral, and he couldn't get her out. Couldn't get it back in the gear. That thing went right backwards down the hill, hit this cement tank, and it was just high enough so the tank went over the top, but the frame hit it, and it broke those bands, and that tank slid right off of there, gasoline and all, right off the back end.
It didn't spill it? It didn't spill the gasoline?
I don't remember about that. Probably did, but I don't
Before
know.
your